Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing, clicking the bell. It helps out the channel a lot. But today we are back covering some more kind of early reactions and reviews from a premiere. And this one is the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, who's not itching to watch this? I mean, this has been on everyone's radar. I've never seen a movie more marketed this year by a mile, and I'm really interested to get into these and to hear what people that have been to the premiere or gotten some press screenings, I'm very curious to see what they have to say. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, guys. I'm gonna cover as much as possible, but I'll also have like a collage at the end as well in case I find like more after the time of recording this. But other than that, yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. The first reaction we got comes from Leo Rydell over at Geekly Goods saying, "Let's fucking go. Deadpool and Wolverine was a blast. The chemistry between Hugh and Ryan is dynamite. Exquisite action sequences, undeniable comedy, and cameos that enhanced the story. I can't wait to watch it again." That's always a good sign. If someone's eager to watch it again, to give it a rewatch, that means it's got to be insanely entertaining. But the next one we got comes from the Hollywood Handle saying, "Deadpool and Wolverine is as exciting as you're expecting it to be. It manages to have the same tone as the previous films with super funny jokes and a story that will have you laughing and crying. Hugh Jackman delivers one of his best performances as Wolverine, and the film is packed with great surprises that thankfully don't affect the course of the story." I don't know exactly what that means, but what I'm guessing is they're talking about cameos that aren't really the mainstay of the movie, but rather kind of additions and kind of flourishes onto what's already hopefully a solid foundation. Yeah, the next one we got, we're gonna go ahead and tackle Joseph Deckelmeyer's reaction, and he says, "Deadpool and Wolverine was perfect for me. No notes. Incredible journey and tribute to the Marvel/Fox universe. This team up was worth the wait, and the cameos weren't wasted. It's one of the best MCU movies to date, and I'm glad I avoided spoilers. I popped for all the surprises. My educated wish is this film make $2 billion. Let's fucking go." That's the second "let's fucking go" I've seen. I'd imagine it was in the marketing too. I imagine I'm gonna be saying the same thing walking out of the theater. But we're gonna go ahead and cover another one coming from Mike Ryan saying, "Deadpool and Wolverine smokes. So much fun and a love letter." I hate that term, but it is what it is, to the Fox era of Marvel movies. I assumed it would be violent based on how much Marvel's been selling that, but I'd say it's the most gory of the three. It's kind of interesting to see how many people were hesitant on how much they were going to push the R rating in Deadpool and Wolverine after Kevin Feige and so many people attached to the film constantly reminding us that it's rated R, and people kind of just kept denying themselves, I guess, and having their own headcanon on what they thought the movie was going to be. But I'm glad to hear that it definitely does not skimp there. But we're going to go ahead and cover another one coming from Eric Davis saying, "Let's fucking go. Absolutely loved Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, the cameos and surprises are epic, and the humor, action, blood-soaked fights, and needle drops are tremendous too. But it's the respect and love for the characters that win you over. This is the ultimate Deadpool movie. It is the ultimate Wolverine movie. It's a damn good time, and the best of the three Deadpool movies for sure. Have fun." That is a huge bar. That's high praise. That's high praise. I mean, the first two Deadpool movies are beloved. Some people prefer the first over the second. I'd say the majority. I'm probably in the minority that prefer the second, but I love both of them. I remember the splash that first one had in the comic book movie genre and just how much of a surprise hit it was. And then two being that sequel that was as good, if not better, for some people. And hearing someone say that this is the best of the three, I mean, that's high praise. Deadpool has some of the best movies in this genre and in this space. So I wouldn't take that too lightly. But we got one coming from Callum Cooper saying, Deadpool and Wolverine starts by grounding itself and its characters. The excitement and fun builds, but slowly dwindles down around the second act as the story convolutes itself into a mess that further overcomplicates the MCU's multiverse rules. 5 out of 10. That's the first mixed one we've seen, leaning a little towards the negative side, but I mean, we will see. It seems positive up to this point, but yeah, that was our first mixed one that we got. But the next one over here comes from the Connor Webb saying, holy fucking shit, Deadpool and Wolverine lives up to the hype and more. Prepare to cheer, laugh, and cry a lot. This film has fan service on the level of just about any movie ever. You could applaud the Deadpool team on a lot of things, but the action is top notch. That is true. No one really kind of gives the flowers to the Deadpool movies when it comes to the action, but when they do have it, it's very stylized. It always looks satisfying, and they use Deadpool's kind of powers in an interesting way all the time. I'd say like the action sequences in the Deadpool movies or the franchise, pretty underrated, underappreciated. But we got another one coming from Jenna Anderson saying, Deadpool and Wolverine absolutely charmed me. I am in disbelief of what it accomplishes and how it does so without ever really cheapening the experience. It's so violent and surprisingly heartfelt. We've seen multiple reactions kind of provide their thoughts on obviously how fun and entertaining it is, but also that it has a beating heart. Hopefully that does stay true. I do think that's kind of the special thing that makes those other Deadpool movies really stand out in a way that you're not quite expecting. You don't quite expect it to tug at your heart the way it does, and those first two movies really managed to do that. So hopefully for me, this one can. The next one comes from Sean Chandler, a great YouTuber, saying Deadpool and Wolverine is a lot of fun. If you want top-notch irreverent Reynolds, you get it. If you want Jackman delivering laughs and emotional gravitas, you get that. If you want cameos, plenty. But if you want a memorable story, you've purchased a ticket for the wrong movie. Now, I'm curious to see the extent of this, because I'd say while the story drives the first two Deadpool movies, they're not like insanely deep, like and they don't have a lot of depth to them, nor are they really dense. But I will say there is a possibility that in this movie it could lack that through line or that focus, with it being kind of distracted with the multiversal shenanigans and adventures. But I have to wait and see for myself. But we're going to cover some more. This one comes from Brandon Davis saying Deadpool and Wolverine is insane. Bombastic Marvel wet dream. Plenty of surprises, but with epic action, excessive violence, and relentless humor, most of which landed for me. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds over-delivered. It's a lot to process. I had a blast. I cannot wait to see the chemistry between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and how much their dynamic makes me laugh, and how just entertaining it's gonna be with this character who takes quite literally nothing serious ever, and then this other character who is always just broody and so mean and just a meathead. I cannot wait. But we're gonna cover a couple more and then close out the video. But so far it has been excessively positive, to say the least, and thankfully so. This is most people's most anticipated movie, so hopefully it lives up to the hype, and as of right now it definitely sounds like it is. But the next one comes from a Chris Parker over at 3C Films. Go subscribe to him, great channel, hilarious. But he says Deadpool and Wolverine lived up way beyond the hype. It seamlessly jumps from a nostalgia cameo fueled ride to a genuine sweet and emotional tribute to the Fox era of Marvel movies. It's insane how much was hidden. Funniest MCU movie to date. Sean Levy's action also kicked ass. A lot in here, obviously. I'm loving the love on the action too. I can't wait to see those sequences. But another one talking about the emotions in here and how it's kind of this love letter to the Fox era of Marvel movies. I can't wait to see the surprises, but also how they deliver that reverence. And because, you know, I did grow up watching those movies, and while yes, the MCU was this powerhouse that came soon after, you know, those were kind of the formidable ones for my childhood. Other than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, like those Fox Marvel movies held me down for a little bit. So like, I wonder what exactly they'll do to pay their respects in this movie. But the next one comes from Coco, the homie, over at the premiere, and he said, Deadpool and Wolverine is going to go down as one of the greatest and most epic comic book movies of all time. Nothing can prepare you for the craziness this brings to the MCU. It's hilarious, emotional, and filled with some of the greatest action sequences. Now I'm extremely hyped to see these action sequences. He says we are so back. I mean, hopefully, you know, the MCU has been on a rocky path. Now, I'm not gonna say, you know, just because this is a great movie, we're back. But you know, it's a good thing to kind of steer the franchise in the right direction, kind of understand what the fans are looking for from certain types of movies. And all we can hope is that like Marvel takes all this stuff into consideration and doesn't kind of give us some lackluster, unnecessary movies that have no stakes or anything like that. But we're gonna cover about like 2 more, I think, maybe 3 more actually. But this one comes from Jake Hamilton over at Jake's Takes, great interviewer. But he says Deadpool and Wolverine is Marvel's planes, trains, and automobiles. What does that mean? It means it's both wildly hilarious and genuinely and heartbreakingly meaningful. Top 10 Marvel, not because of its cameos, but because of its heart. This movie doesn't just exist, it matters. That's very interesting to hear. People talking about the emotional core to this film. And I mean, that has me really excited to see how much this affects me, because I do think, like I said before, it's what makes this franchise kind of special and kind of unexpected. But I wonder if this will be like the most heartstring or heartfelt film out of the trilogy, I guess. And yeah, but we're gonna cover 2 more, guys. This one comes from Jonathan Sim, saying Deadpool and Wolverine is one of Marvel's craziest movies. It teams Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman with wonderful, bloody, insanely entertaining results. Avoid spoilers, some mind-melting cameos, and hilarious fan service. Phenomenal action sequences with genius, self-aware humor. Wow, we're gonna go ahead, and this is our last one, coming from Liam, saying Deadpool and Wolverine restores the goddamn feeling, a love letter to the Marvel Fox movies that I grew up on. The most energy I've felt watching a movie since Endgame. We've heard that about every MCU movie. I don't care, it's real. This shit means something to me. Go ahead and play the meme. That's instantly what I thought about. Play the meme.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
But yeah, guys, those are the reactions, early reviews, whatever you want to call it, coming from the press screenings and premiere for Deadpool and Wolverine. Here's some on screen that I was able to find a lot more. So go ahead and pause the video if you want, read through them, all that jazz. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of the Deadpool movies that came before this? Any of the Fox X-Men movies or any Fox Marvel movies? Anything like that? And how excited are you, most importantly, for Deadpool and Wolverine? When are you going to watch it? All that jazz. I'm watching it this Thursday night in IMAX 3D, unfortunately. But I mean, if it's as entertaining as they're saying, as great as they're saying, you know, I'll definitely give it a rewatch, full IMAX, give it that treatment. But I cannot wait and give you guys my thoughts on the channel as soon as possible. Once again, leave your thoughts below. Love discussing with you guys. And if you made it this far and you haven't, what are you doing? You just heard me yap and talk to you and all this. Please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that bell. It helps out the channel a ton. It's free, gets us in the algorithm. It just helps us grow. And you know, you got to share the love. But yeah, guys, other than that, it's been your boy Kezzy, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.